Howdy do, buckaroos. Welcome back to another subpar build. So yesterday I was like, I want to do something quick. I had an obligation. It's like I better do a quick build. I haven't been building much lately. I should really, power through, put something out. And, so I was like, I'll do an apartment renovation. I almost never do apartment renovations. I'll just do an apartment renovation. So, um, I was just looking through EA apartments. And I don't know how, but somehow I have never seen this apartment before. I think it's because usually my Sims aren't this rich, and I don't really have the patience to live in an apartment if they are. Like, if my Sim is rich, I'm not going to live in an apartment. I'm going to build like a mansion for them. Why would I live in an apartment? So, obviously I understand there are upsides to living in an apartment, especially in The Sims. But anyway, so I opened this apartment for the first time in my life, and it's just empty. Like, who designed this? Why? Why is it just empty? But it's not. It's not like entirely unfurnished. It's not unfurnished like when when a sim dies or moves out or whatever, and it clears all the furniture out of an apartment or a house or something like that. It wasn't like that. It was furnished. There's the full kitchen, which I left because it's a cute kitchen for once. Yeah, they got kitchens right one time. um, and it had a bed, and it had all this balcony furniture and nothing else. Like, entirely empty. Like, they just didn't know what to do with the space they put in it, so they did nothing. Oh, by the way, I made the person that lives here a bowling champion, but you can only tell in the sunroom. I didn't put any bowling memorabilia anywhere else. Um, and I'm not going to justify that choice. I I made bowling a thing in the sunroom, and that's it. Yeah, so I actually had fun putting useless things everywhere. Because usually I care quite a lot about not over decorating. As well, it looks cool when you've got a whole bunch of clutter and stuff everywhere. It looks really interesting and it looks good in the gallery. It's not realistic. Like, I know personally, as somebody who hoards everything they've ever come into contact with, that people aren't necessarily supportive of that. So I tried really hard not to make a home that when people walked into, they'd be like, dude, maybe not keep that. But, anyway. So I added the walls in this bedroom. I put this bedroom in. And I was sitting here looking at this giant open space with nothing but a bed in it. I was like, no. What? They need to have a door to close. Take it from somebody who, when it's not quarantine, likes to have a lot of people in the apartment and a lot of bustle. They need to have a door. I'm not going to just put their bed in the middle of the living room. There are actually 2 living rooms. 3 if you count the sunroom. There's this one. Sorry, it's early morning and I keep forgetting that. Well, it's not that early. It's like 9 a.m. Normally I get up like early at like 6:37. But last night I crashed out pretty hard, and thankfully for the first time in this apartment, I slept past 7 a.m. So I'm really hoping it like breaks that habit. It's not a habit. It's like a normal thing to do to wake up at that time. Anyway, so very distractible today. That living room that I am finishing right now is, oh yeah, I was trying to find another like statue or something to put there. to make it look richer. I don't know. So that living room has a fireplace. This living room I've started on now just has a TV. And I put I put radios everywhere. Because Sims love to dance. I was having a hard time picking a couch. Don't mind me. Sorry to clear my throat like that. I just hate editing audio. So when you hear all the things that normally I should edit out, it's just such a pain because I have such limited capability with my current setup. It doesn't. Anyway, I'm gonna stop complaining now. But I put radios everywhere because Sims love to dance and it builds happiness and it just makes everything so much easier. So I did that. I put in a little computer desk. The ceilings are so goddamn high in apartments in The Sims. Why did they do this? Why? Why oh why did they do this? High ceilings are not something anybody wants ever. The wall height should always be lower. If you're looking at a build and you're like, what's wrong? Lower the wall height. Ugh. Because it's an apartment and when I renovate apartments I like to stick to the rules. I don't try and change the outside walls, you know. I try and renovate it like it's an apartment. Well, except sometimes I add walls on the inside. It's basically like a shell challenge when I do an apartment renovation. Anyway. So I left the high walls, but they make everything look dark. There's like no good way to light these walls. It's hard to put up wall hangings because everything looks kind of silly with that much wall. And I guess they sort of lead you in the correct direction here because you should use accent walls and things so that you're not fighting the wall height with your wall decorations, but it's still bothersome. But I used the outdoor retreat gardening plots because they're new to me and I enjoy that. I just made this. I was just trying to make this outdoor area like more upscale because it kind of just looked like a base game porch before, and I think that's not very much fun in this penthouse suite. Like, I don't know who made that decision, but I'm not on board. And I almost never use these lights or the ones with the pendants and stuff like that. I almost never use them, but I think here it needed some jazz, needed to be spruced, if you will. And these string lights do it. I generally like to put these string lights in like the really big porch backyard builds. Then if you build a really big house and it still has a lot of yard space and you've got like a pool and an entertainment area and things like that, then I'll whip these out. Yeah, so I sort of put some like games and things in the build too, like that foosball table out here, and inside there's the ping pong table. Just like the kind of person I think would live in this space. Yeah,